When LeBron James was drafted by the Cleveland Cavaliers, the whole world stopped to watch and see what he would become. The summer of 2003 happened to the exact time Michael Jordan retired. Is it just a coincidence that when the GOAT retired, his biggest competition was drafted? June 26, 2003, the day the NBA changed forever. Nobody knew what would happen in the many years to come. No one knew LeBron would win 3 championships. No one knew that he would become arguably the greatest player to ever play. In 2003, everyone knew that Michael Jordan's legacy was untouchable. But did they know that LeBron James was coming? No, they didn't. The topic that you're about to see is something that has been discussed for years and years, for the past decade. And you know what it is. After you watch this video, you will have no doubt in your mind who was the greatest player to ever live. If you haven't already realized by the insane length of this video, documentary, or whatever you want to call it, it took me a lot of work to make this thing. To me, however, it's all worth it. But it would really help me if you could hit that big red subscribe button, and if you feel it's appropriate, like this video. As I said previously, it takes a lot of work to maintain a good YouTube channel, and I have to balance that with school, sports, and other activities. So, going back to the video, today I'm going to be breaking down every aspect of the GOAT conversation with 7 different categories and some more subcategories. But before we get into this, let me clarify something. The GOAT isn't simply the best player. The GOAT is not the guy with the biggest name. If it was about legacy, this video won't exist. Michael Jordan changed the game. Back to the categories now. Whoever gets the most categories wins the award of greatest of all time. The winner of each category will be determined by the amount of subcategories won. These categories and subcategories, in no particular order, are individual accomplishments, which includes MVPs, best single season, finals MVPs, and defensive player of the years. Then there's legacy, which includes just the brand name. Couldn't think of anything else. Then there's team accomplishments. This is championships, finals appearances, playoff appearances, and that sort of thing. Then there's longevity, which includes years played in the league, injuries, and so on. Then the biggest category, statistics. All 8 major stats are included, plus PER, win shares, box plus minus, and my favorite, game score. And for the last 2 categories, leadership and the eye test, we will just discuss with open minds who it should be. So, adding these subcategories up, we get 18 different points of the game that make up the GOAT. Whoever gets to 10 categories first wins. So, let's start with individual accomplishments. So, Michael Jordan has won 5 MVPs, coming in the years 1988, 1991, 1992, 1996, and 1998. LeBron James has won the Most Valuable Player award 4 times, and these happened in the years 2009, 2010, and then 2012 and 13 consecutive. While MJ might have won more MVPs, LeBron did them in consecutive years, and should have unanimously won in 2013. However, it is what it is, and this goes to MJ. However, this does bring us to the next topic, best single season. The 2 competitors, in my eyes, are 2013 for LeBron and 1996 for MJ. In 1996, the Bulls had the second greatest regular season of all time, the greatest overall season of all time, winning the 1996 championship. However, that's a team accomplishment. In 1996, MJ started in all 82 games, averaged 27, 5.3, and 6.9. In 2013, LeBron played 79 games and averaged 25.9, 6.6, and 8.4. However, LeBron has had better scoring, rebounding, and passing seasons. So, why is 2013 ranked ahead? Because he won a ring, and because this was his most efficient season. He averaged 40.6% from behind the arc, and he's not even a three-point shooter. But more importantly, he averaged 56.5% from the field. He made more than half of his shots. In 1996, Jordan averaged 49.5% from the field and 42.7% from downtown, which is better than LeBron, but he did shoot less threes. LeBron was clearly a better player this year, and this category goes to him. Next, we have Finals MVPs. MJ won the O'Brien Trophy 6 times and won Finals MVP all 6 times. Some people don't understand what this means. That means he's won the NBA championship 6 times, which is a great achievement on its own. But then, he was the best player in all of the games played in them, all 6 times in a row. That is amazing. LeBron pales in comparison to just half that amount of Finals MVPs of 3. However, he did get Finals MVP in all 3 of his own Finals wins, which is something to be grateful for. Defense is a vital part of basketball, and this is why I'm including this. LeBron has never won the DPOY award, but has gotten snubbed in 2013. MJ won once. Although LeBron should have won it instead of Marc Gasol, he didn't, and this goes to Jordan. So, recapping individual accomplishments, LeBron has 1, while Michael has 3. Michael's up, but LeBron has tons to catch up on. So, next we have legacy, which is one category, brand name. It's clear who has the better name. The Jordan brand is the Jordan brand, and no one will ever touch it. MJ has made $2 billion for himself from it, and it's not slowing down. Michael Jordan popularized basketball all over the world, and he's the leader of the fabled Dream Team. There are a lot of categories we could go through for this, but it's pretty clear to me who has a better legacy, and there's no need to stretch this any longer than it is. Now, we'll talk about team accomplishments. Michael Jordan has 6 rings as a player, and these came in 2 sets of three-peats. Let's not even go into how hard it is to three-peat. Well, actually, let me just tell you. Winning a championship is the ultimate challenge in the NBA, and it takes perfection. In fact, it takes perfection to even make the NBA. And there's 250 players in it. 15 players on each team. 15 players a year get the championship. Now, you have to be perfect, absolutely perfect, to win that championship ring. A team wins the championship on average every 29.47 years, and it's the world to the fan base. Now, imagine being perfect, absolutely perfect, with the perfect roster 3 years in a row. 2 times. Yeah, that's a three-peat. LeBron has won 3 championships, though to his credit, he did have back-to-back, but he made the finals 7 straight times. And that's the crucial point of the argument for LeBron with LeBron fans. They say no one has done that since Bill Russell, and that's completely true. However, if you ask any fan, they would trade all 7 of those appearances for 1 ring. Just look at the Bills. They made the Super Bowl 3 straight times, but lost all 3. Ask any Bills fan, and they would trade all of that for just 1 Super Bowl win. The point is, being runner-up does not mean much compared to winning the whole thing. However, another argument of LeBron fans is that he faced stiffer competition than Jordan. This may be true, but only by a tiny margin. Sure, LeBron faced the ultimate juggernaut, that is the Golden State Warriors, but MJ had plenty of overlooked opponents, such as Reggie Miller's Pacers, Shaq's Magic, and many more. The reason they're overlooked is because they never won the finals. The reason? Because Michael Jordan never let them. LeBron beat the Warriors once out of the 4 years they played, and only for two of those years it was actually competitive. The Warriors were the juggernaut he couldn't crush. The Bulls had that with the Pistons, except they did beat the Pistons. Well, actually the Bulls never had that juggernaut. The reason? Because they were the team to prove. They were the team that you had to beat. They were the juggernaut. Point proved. Next, we have finals appearances. This is quick. We just take a look at the numbers. LeBron has been to 10, while MJ has been to 6. However, to his credit, he did win all 6. But this isn't about that. So, LeBron takes another point home. Next is playoff appearances. LeBron has been to the playoffs 14 times, while Michael has done it 13 times. Well, let me reiterate. Michael has never missed the playoffs with the Chicago Bulls. Now that is something to brag about. For not a single year was he outside of the top 8 teams in this conference. Not a single year, at least until he went to play for the Wizards after retiring. And we're not even going to count that. So, we don't know who's going to take this home. However, we have to look at the numbers. This is strictly based on numbers, and LeBron has done it 14 times. That's one more than 13. So, this too goes to Bronny Sr. To recap so far, Michael Jordan has won 5 subcategories, while LeBron has won 3 subcategories. Next, we have longevity. LeBron has played 17 seasons in the NBA so far, while Jordan played 15 in his career. So that goes to LeBron. However, I want to take into GPY, games played per year. LeBron had played 78.3 games per year, showing he's extremely durable. He has been seriously injured only once in 2019, and is a superhuman in most people's eyes, including mine. However, MJ is on a whole other level. You want to know his GPY? 80.4. Yes, so he misses, on average, less than 2 games a year. Bruh. Alright, well, it's 6 of you. Next, we have injuries. Like I said, LeBron has only been injured once, so this goes to him. Michael Jordan broke his arm in the 1986 season, and that was a major setback for him. Nobody regards him as the best player in the 80s, and that's because he only started in 1984, and also because of that arm injury. So, that counts against him. Next category, our major category, statistics. In career stats, LeBron averages 27.1 points, 7.4 assists, and 7.4 rebounds. Jordan averaged 30 points, 5.3 assists, and 6.2 rebounds per game. He averages the most point PPG in NBA history and is the only player to ever average over 30 points per game in his career. He averages over 30 points per game, like I just said. Over 30. That's more than most people's career highs. And he averages it his whole career. That is on some next level stuff. So, this goes to MJ. Now, I think there's no question who's better in the rest of the 8 major stats. And so MJ is leading 7-4. Well, maybe there's a question. MJ averages more points, but less assists and rebounds. He averages more steals and more blocks. However, that has to go to his credit. He's a guard, and he's simply better at defense than LeBron James. So, well, we will give it to Jordan. Next, we have PER, which I'll explain in another video. Basically, Michael and LeBron are number 1 and number 2 in NBA history. except Jordan wins. He has a PER of 27.91, while LeBron's is 27.49. Now, if you're wondering what PER is, I'm not going to explain it here because I really don't want to make this very long. So, how about I promise you, if this video gets more than 100 likes, I will make a video explaining BPM, PER, game score, and every other major statistic that most people don't know. So, that's that. Now, let's look at win shares. Michael Jordan is the leader in career win shares per 48 minutes in NBA history. And that's that. We're not going to go too much into it. Next, we have box plus minus. MJ and LeBron are once again number 1 and 2 in that order. MJ's BPM is 9.22, while LeBron's is 8.93. Again, if you're wondering what this is, just like the video. Next is my favorite stat in basketball, game score. Now, this stat is not very well known, but it came from the same guy that invented PER, and it started in 1974. It basically combines all the aspects of basketball and measures them for a single player in a single game. It then plugs in these variables into a very complex algorithm. And this formula results in a game score. And out of 100 highest game scores in NBA history, 19 belong to Michael Jordan. That's insane. Okay, that is simply insane. Out of 4,374 players that have played in an NBA game, one guy is responsible for 20% of the best games ever played. 1 out of 5 of the best games in NBA history belongs to Michael Jordan. This is insanity. This is simply insanity, and I quit. No, actually I don't, but, anyways, that's the statistics argument, and Jordan clearly won it. So far, the score is 12-4. Wait. That means we have a winner. I just proved how Michael Jordan is the definitely best player in NBA history. Wow. That was easy. You know what? Just to prove my point, let's continue to the last two categories. Leadership and the eye test. Michael Jordan led his team to 6 championships, but LeBron led his to 10 finals. However, like I said previously, championships are not nearly in the same category as becoming runner-up. And this gets kind of boring, so let's go on. Championships are not runner-up. They are not runner-up. I believe that one championship is worth 5 second place awards. And if you use that formula, Michael is clearly better. Wow, would you look at that? It's 13-4. Now, the eye test basically is who looks like the better player. If I brought out a guy with no basketball knowledge, no NBA knowledge, and told him to watch a Jordan game, he would know right away who the best player on the floor is. It's not the same with LeBron. If you don't tell them that's LeBron James, they might not realize who it is for a long while. LeBron's play style doesn't really show up till he catches fire. He quietly drops 25, while MJ gets the fans and his team riled up and ends up with 30. Each one has their own incentive, but fans are a critical point of winning a basketball game, and this just shows it. The United Center went crazy every time MJ scored, and it was the worst place you could hope to play as an opponent. So, that ends our 18-point analysis, and I feel like there's a clear winner. Michael Jordan beats LeBron in each and every point of the game, and it's not even close. Out of our 18 points, MJ was better in 14 of them, while LeBron is only better in 4. Michael broadened the game of basketball to an international sensation. He never got anything other than gold in the Olympics and inspired billions to play basketball. There is no one in Western civilization who doesn't know his name, partly because of his billion-dollar brand. The man was the greatest of all time, then quit to play professional baseball because he was bored. And then he came right back and did another three-peat, something that has been done less than 5 times in NBA history. He made a $1 million movie and convinced the top 10 players in basketball to do it with him. And now LeBron is trying to be in Michael Jordan's sequel. Michael Jordan is the GOAT, and I don't think you can think of a single argument against it if you made it to this point of the video. There is literally no one in any sport. Forget it. Let's stop talking about sports. There is no one in anything in life that is better at what they do than Michael Jordan. There is no one that competes like him. There is no one that plays like him. There is no one ever that will be like Michael Jordan. I hope you enjoyed this documentary. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. This was my biggest project ever, and it took a long time to go from the back of my mind to reality. I'm out.